Once again,
my friend.
man, you know, I wonder like how people feel about the intro. I wonder if people say it with us. I wonder if they yell out back or they try to catch it. You know, because
back.
yeah,
How you think they yell it?
I mean they should. I yell it. So why wouldn't they yell it?
I know. I yell it too.
Yeah, I know. You know what? You at first, you were kind of off on the rhythm just a little bit,
Yeah.
but you caught up, my
caught
brother.
up, man.
You caught up, man. Well, look, today is another beautiful day coming live from the water cooler, man, on the Waterboyz show.
Oh, man.
And today we have a special guest.
Special.
This gentleman, if you watch any Falcons press conference, I promise you, he will be the first voice you hear when it's time to ask a question. He's the first person who gets their questions asked, and a lot of times you see when things aren't going right, boy, the coaches get irritated when he asks questions because he is. I'm just telling you, because he is going to ask the questions that we, as the fans and Falcon supporters, want to know. The coaches don't want them asked because they already irritated, but he's going to get down to, as they say, the nitty gritty.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So look, I'm not going to talk too much longer. We have one of the greats and one of the voices in the city who brings, everything around the Falcons to you. You know what I mean? I'm talking about excellent writer, excellent journalist, and he really keeps us abreast of what's going on.
Yes,
That's the word you used a little earlier. You know what I'm saying? I decided I'd bring it back. Okay. You know what I mean? So look, y'all give it up as much as you can and put your hands together for D Orlando Ledbetter. Let's give it up for D-Led, D-Led,
Yes,
D-Led.
yes, sir. Thank you.
D-Led, what's going on with you?
Hey, not too much, Trey. Just kind of getting in the flow of the season. Big win against Minnesota.
Yes.
Trying to decide if I'm a driver, fly to Charlotte. I usually drive, but got the option, but we'll figure that out later in the week.
Okay. So look, speaking of that game against the Vikings, I mean, since it came up, let's just dive right in. How surprised were you by the amount of quarterback sacks and the pressure we were able to put on J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, I was surprised because we haven't seen a six-sack game since Adrian Claiborne got loose a couple years back against the Cowboys.
Remember that.
So they wouldn't. They left him over there with a third-string tackle, and he just kept going. But this was a group effort. This was a team effort. And I talked to Coach Albrecht on Thursday. Walked out with him, and he was like, I got to ask about the tackles. I always got to know what's going on in the middle. And so he said, yeah, that's right. He said, I might throw Jalen that tackle. And so they sure did. They put him at a stand-up tackle and had him working some stunts and stuff. And they really, as a rookie quarterback, you got to confuse him. So they did that, and they got to him. They did it against Baker, but didn't get to him because he was slippery. He knew what was coming. But the young guy couldn't do it, and they got home, got some sacks, got a fumble. We saw Zach Harrison light some people up. So that was good.
Yeah, he lit him up.
I forgot Zach Harrison was on the team.
Yeah, he's been a good big look. I've been following Zach since he was in Columbus in high school. So and then he went to Ohio State. Yeah. And so it was good to see him make some plays in the NFL.
Like, it's good to see him make some plays specifically because when Coach Rod and the team came in last year in the beginning of the season, I thought they forgot about him. Like, I really did. Like, he didn't get much burn until around week 6. I was like, man, where is Zach Harrison? Did you see the same thing that I saw last year?
Yeah, they were converting him from a traditional 3-4 defensive end. Okay. And trying to make him an inside tackle in their defense in 3-4. So he had to add some weight. Okay. Get stronger. And then be a presence on the interior. That's where all the tough cats are. And so they took time with him. They developed him. And now they're trying to cut him loose.
So it was a method to the madness.
Yeah, method to the madness there. Right.
I got a question for you. AJ Terrell went out in the game late in the second half, right before halftime. They say it's a hamstring. What do you think, man? Like, what's going on with him?
Yeah, I asked Coach after yesterday. We had a Zoom call with him, and he said, I'll let y'all know more on Wednesday. Usually that means it's okay, because if he was out or something, they usually go ahead and tell you, Yeah. But, and I saw AJ after the game in the locker room, and he didn't have nothing on his leg. And Jerry Gray was telling him, hey, you need to get to the plane and get off that leg. So it might have just been a strain, maybe not. I don't think something was torn because they wouldn't have him walking around. Mm-hmm. So, but with those hammies, you got to be careful. AJ's tough as nails, and he's going to try to push it. But, their medical people are going to have to slow roll him. You can, the bye, got an early bye. If you got to sit down 2 games, Carolina, Washington to bye, then he's ready for Buffalo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
so that could be a way they could do that.
I got 2 more injury questions for you. What is going on with Braylon Trice?
Yeah, he re-injured the Achilles, the knee. He was coming back from knee and had to have another surgery. So I don't know if he's out for another year or not, but we've seen that a few years back with Brian Finneran and Weatherspoon, but those were Achilles that repopped. But a redo on the knee is usually bad news for the player. Yeah.
Okay. And the next one is Troy Anderson. He didn't even play camp. What's going on with him?
Yeah, he's getting close. I still see him working out. I asked Rob about it a couple of weeks ago. I was like, it's past the time. He's like, no, it's not. He went down and so we had to go recalculate, and I was about a month off. So 4 games into the season, they probably got to make a decision here on getting him back and so forth. But he's still out there working. Probably lost his job to Devon Diablo.
Diablo looking good. Yeah, he really is.
But you can use his speed on special teams too. So backup linebackers got to play special teams too.
Yeah.
So getting Troy back, that'd be some incredible depth. He was learning the position anyway. So was Diablo coming from safety to linebacker, but he looks like he's got that spot. Looks like a good addition for the Falcons.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Divine Diablo a lot. I think, just my personal opinion, you can tell me what you think. I think one of Terry Fontenot's strengths, at least what I've seen from him that I could say is a strength, is being able to find other free agents, being able to find guys who can come in and contribute somewhat to the team. I don't think he's brought in anyone who just became a star, but when you look at Caden Ellis and you look at some of the other guys who came in on cheap contracts that did contribute that particular season, I think he's pretty good at that.
Yeah, and that's that was his background, pro personnel. So he brought that with him here. And from the Saints, they used to do a good job with that too.
They did.
Caden Ellis, Oyamata, some of the pillars on that defense were free agent signings. Of course, Jesse Bates. And then even going back, getting Calais Campbell for a year.
Yeah.
And then last night, even Bud Dupree, we saw him go in San Diego for Khalil Mack. So they got a year out of him. So, yeah, that pro personnel's been good for the Falcons under Terry, and they've done a good job there.
Yeah, Terry Fontenot, that's what he's known for, is getting good free agents. So it looks like Divine Diablo is going to be one of them guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a little bit about yourself, and we'll circle right back around to the Falcons. So tell me, D. where did this journey for D Orlando Ledbetter start? Where did everything start for you?
Yeah, actually in junior high school, I was on the basketball team, and I started writing for the school newspaper in the 9th grade. Did a Q&A with my buddy, Mark Tolbert. He was our star forward. I was like our 5th point guard.
Not the 5th.
Yeah. No, I could go a little bit in junior high school, but I still, I wasn't, superstar point guard, but I like playing. But, yeah, so I did that, and I started writing at the high school paper, and then in Cleveland, Ohio. And then, my senior year, because I went to basketball camp. Me and Brad Sellers were buddies, so I got to go to all the basketball camps because they thought I was, a package deal. But so I knew all the players around the city, so I wrote the basketball preview for the Scene magazine for the high schools of each conference and everything. So and then I got a check.
Yeah, and you're like, I can get paid?
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, they paid for this? So, yeah, I went to Howard after that. I went to Cathedral Latin High in Howard and started writing for the student newspaper at Howard and became the editor-in-chief my senior year. And somewhere along the line, sophomore year, I started getting internships and, Newport News Daily Press, Greensboro Daily Record, Cleveland Plain Dealer. And then the Charlotte Observer hired me out of college, and that's how I got started in the journalism profession.
Yeah, how long were you in Charlotte?
I was just there a couple years because I freaked out when I was coming in from East Meck, and they had some Klansmen.
Oh, you said it's time to go. Said time to go.
Oh, man, and Cincinnati was already recruiting me to come back home. And so I was like, man, I don't know. I went on back to Ohio for a minute and got together at the Cincinnati Enquirer. Stayed there for about 7 years and then went to Milwaukee. Yes, I covered the Bengals when Icky Shuffle.
Okay. All right. I ain't doing the Icky Shuffle.
And Tim, my homeboy Tim McGee was on the team. So, I had some Bengals that would help me out.
Okay.
Coach Sam was cool, too. Sam Weiss was cool with the media. And then Dave Schuler for 1 year. I was the only person, in his age bracket. He was so young, so me and Schuler got along years in Cincinnati.
All right. So, I've been following the Falcons for years.
Mm-hmm.
You telling us your journey since we're still on that.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Pasquarelli, he was the Falcons beat writer for years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess he got a promotion up to Sports Illustrated and ESPN and what have you. How did you get the Falcons job? Like, what was it that you did to say, hey, I want to be the beat writer for the Falcons? Was you a Falcons fan since you were from Cincinnati? How did you pull that off?
Yeah, I covered the Packers in the 90s. We went from Cincinnati to Milwaukee. And, I covered Brett Favre, Reggie
Those were
White.
good times.
Yeah, Holmgren and all that. And so then that's when me and Lynn became friends. Because back then there wasn't no internet. I wanted to know about the Falcons. We had to exchange notes, if the Packers were playing the Falcons. And so you had a network of guys that you, communicated with on a regular basis. He was one. John Clayton was my guy out when he was with Tacoma.
John Clayton.
Before the professor even got to ESPN. So, and Bob McGinn was my guy in Milwaukee, and he was, he had his guys, and he, shared and taught me, how to cover the beats and so forth. And Lynn was one of my really good friends. But Atlanta happened because I brought my wife to Wisconsin, and she got a banking job down here at SunTrust. And I had got my law degree at Cincinnati, so I was like, hey, we'll go to Atlanta. I brought her to Milwaukee. We'll figure it out. And so I interviewed with the AJC at the Olympics in Sydney. And so they were like, hey, we don't have any columnist spot, but when you get situated, hit us up. And so we moved to Atlanta in 2000, and the AJC had a hiring freeze. So, I started practicing law with my frat brother, Oscar Prelude's firm down there on 41 Marietta Street. And then I kept wanting to get back in, so the AJC finally had an opening, covered high schools in Gwinnett. And so my boss in Milwaukee, Gary's like, hey, they calling you on Monday. Here's the money, but it's a high school job, and you better take it because, this is your way back in. So I was like, okay, I'll do high schools if they need that. And so I did. It was I had Maya Moore, Brad Lester, some of the good players.
Was Lou up there during that time?
Sweet Lou, I had his team, when they won the state championship.
You did basketball and football?
I did everything,
Okay.
Girls, boys, Chad Hall, the little running back that his sister, I think, is married to Stafford. Yeah, so, I did all the high schools for a little while, and then, the Falcon beat opened up. They knew I had covered football, and the Falcons got good. It was the Vic years, and they were going to the NFC playoffs. So that was my first game, was the Falcons and the Rams when Al and Rossum had all those return yards. I kind of knew.
I remember that. Yeah.
I kind of knew I was going on the beat at that point.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that was my first game in the playoffs, and we had to get to Philly the next week for the NFC Championship game. And then me and Steve Weiss started covering the team together that next year, 05, 06, and 07. And then 08, Steve left for NFL Network, and then I've been the main beat writer since 08. Coach Mike Smith's first.
I got a question with AJC. They made me mad because I used to always go to AJC.com. Then they start charging to look at sports.
You gotta get paid, man.
Yeah,
well, but no, the ESPN don't do that. The other place don't. Why does AJC do that?
ESPN does get paid to do that.
I was
for premium.
Yeah, I was a paper. I'm going back. I was a paper boy, right? I delivered the paper. On Friday, I went and collected my money. So you was paying for it a different way.
I used to go get I go to the gas station. I spend like 50 cents, and then the Sunday was $1.50. I used to buy the paper.
Yeah, Sunday.
But I'm saying online, why you looking like that, brother?
Pay for it now.
No, I don't pay to go.
That's how his salary get paid, man.
Yeah, the business model.
AJC need to get some sponsors and pay their workers. Because people do.
That
that's way
he don't want you to get paid.
Pay grade, but the whole digital print, overlap, and the whole playing field shape, differently now. But premium this, Washington Post this. I was paying. Was paying for it when it was print only. And now what happened was when the internet came, they were giving it away on the internet.
And I loved it.
Yeah, everybody did. I got the Washington Post, New York Times for free. But now they found out the lines are crossing, and that's some way big, high detailed business models that.
I got you.
I'm not versed in all of that right now, but so I know that it's people want their sports, they want their information, and we certainly are working for the fans that want to follow their teams, and then sports has been a great platform for that.
So a couple of things. One, I'm sure I read some articles of yours when you wrote in Gwinnett. My oldest nephew, he played for South Gwinnett. David Montgomery, he was a running back.
Okay.
Up there, they went pretty far in the playoffs. Then he moved over to North Gwinnett. I don't know if you were still there during that time. But I'm gonna tell you what I want to circle back to. Mm-hmm. So we have somebody in here who's like he's a huge Brett Favre fan.
Okay.
Huge Brett Favre fan. Yeah. I mean, Brett Favre walks on water when it comes to quarterbacking. He's one of those special greats, and one of our guys. Thought processes and his heart. So man, give us some a real like cool Brett Favre story. Where it could be something that's dealing with a game, and something about Reggie White during those times, because you were there in the 90s. I take it when they won a championship as well. Like, give us some Brett Favre or Reggie White stories.
Yeah, Reggie, my job when he first got there, I was covering the Final Four when the news broke he was coming to Green Bay. So my job was to follow around Reggie White.
Okay.
Bob McGinn, he had Favre, but I had Reggie White. And so, in practice, I go and be right up in the defensive line drills and got to know him. His wife, Sarah, was from Cleveland, so Tim McGee knew her from Tennessee. They were all the Tennessee crew, so I had an in with the Whites.
Gotcha.
For my Tennessee folks. So, he was always respectful, always treated the media well, but he always had kind of the fringe view of, had the women's rights and the civil rights kind of, messed up. He came back to haunt him later. But good dude, really believed in his Christian faith, good dude to cover. Brett Favre was always fun. He spoke. I was the guy later on Wednesdays. He spoke on Wednesday. So by this time, he's an MVP.
Okay.
And it's like whatever he said on Wednesday, that's what I wrote. So,
yeah.
Whatever he said, just the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so he could come in there, and he was always fun and playing around with people. And he used to do, Mike Bell, the first one to do my impersonate me, but he'd come in there, hey, D Orlando. And so we had a good back and forth with Brett as a player. And he, it was fun to cover him because he say what was on his mind, and and he played like that too.
Yeah. Give us like maybe a play or a game, something that stood out to you about Brett Favre and your time in Green Bay.
It was of course, the Super Bowl win when they just came out gunning. The Comer came out 4 wides and was like, okay, Parcells, y'all can't cover us. And, they had the track team, Don Beebe, Rising, Antonio Freeman, they couldn't cover him. So he was like, they just came out 4 guns and started blowing them out. And my homeboy, Desmond Howard, was from my neighborhood. I was their paper boy, actually.
Okay.
Wow.
And Dez was a little dude then, but he'd be running around the neighborhood with his little ball. But Dez took that kickoff back.
He did.
I remember that
kickoff back, and he was like, he was the Packers special teams during that playoff run. Nolan Cromwell was the coordinator. They were blowing up gunners, so the middle of the field was all they were double vicing the gunners. They were taking them out.
Yeah.
And so then that opened up the alleys for Desmond.
Yeah.
So he was killing it in the playoffs throughout, and the Packers special teams put him over the top in the Super Bowl. But yeah, Favre coming out gunning, and then everybody seen this other throw. They weren't quite good yet, and all he was doing was forcing the ball to Sterling Sharp. He learned how to read
That's
defense.
not a bad person to force the football to.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. And so in Detroit, he just hits a bomb to Sterling, win the playoff game. Sterling runs out the tunnel, and then you're like, okay, yeah, he's getting it. They're gonna be a problem for Dallas and the 49ers because they were rolling the NFC at that time.
they definitely were.
Yeah, and they were rolling. So them were some of the Brett Favre's beginning. That bomb to Sterling, and then the Super Bowl win.
All right, hey man, old Brett Favre
Lighting up the Patriots.
Yeah.
So let's take it back to the NFL. in the Falcons. Over this past weekend, Joe Burrow, he got hurt his toe. He's going to be out for some time.
Yeah.
My question is Kirk Cousins. Is Kirk Cousins going to be traded this year? Do you think Cincinnati may have any interest, or do you feel anybody have any interest?
Yeah, and we were running the numbers. Michael Cunningham, he's our columnist at the AJC, and I was able to help him get to Milwaukee. He covered the Packers for the Packer Plus magazine, so he's kind of one of my kids in the business. Although we're not kids anymore.
Yeah.
But so I had Mike run the numbers yesterday. I was like, hey, because you got to find if you're gonna trade Kirk, 3 things got to happen. Somebody's got to have 27.5 million in salary cap space. Then you got to get your own compensation from them. And then Kirk's got to approve the trade.
Yeah.
Kirk's got to approve the trade. So, because he's got no trade clause. So I was like, hey, run this. Just, Kirk Cousins for Trey Hendrickson. He's like, it doesn't work. $16 million. So they would have to give up Trey Hendrickson, maybe T. Higgins, and somebody else.
That's not happening.
For Kirk.
That's not happening.
It's not happening. There you go. See, that's the insight that I want to hear.
Yeah, now I got to look and see who's got the money. And most of the teams that got the money, Kurt ain't going to approve it. So I'm going to ask Kurt in the locker room tomorrow, does he like Cincinnati? He'll know what I'm talking about at that point. But yeah, I don't see. It's too much. Because one of my guys in Miami told me, he's like, that contract's untradeable. The contract's the problem.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And the contract, Kirk can't go to the team and say, hey, here's your money back.
Yeah.
Tighten up my contract. That's actually illegal under the NFLPA rules. So the only way for him to go is that contract's got to leak out and get tradable, which would be next year.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Man, so basically, Kirk Cousins is here. He's not going anywhere. He's just going to stand on the sideline with a helmet on the whole time. I thought that was a bit strange. He spent the entire game with his helmet on. Yeah, is that standard practice for the backup quarterback to spend the entire game
that's just how he
with
man.
With his helmet on?
No, you most of the time you see the guy with his baseball cap and helping out with the clipboard.
Kirk want to play, man.
I know
Kirk
it
want to play.
That's
the mentality.
I thought that was a bit. I thought that was a bit strange. I can't remember a time I saw the backup quarterback the entire game. Well, maybe he knew the cameras would be on him the entire time. I don't know.
Did. They talked about it last year. He did it last year.
When what point talking about
having the helmet on?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I heard about that. They brought that up this year that he had the helmet on last year. I was listening to 92.9.
That is so.
That too.
Yeah.
What's up with the helmet?
Yeah. All game, Kurt.
What's up with that?
Hey, look. You gotta do my boy a favor. You gotta do the show a favor. So he's coined the term, the blood pressure birds are stressing me out.
Okay.
You gotta put that in You gotta put that in some. You gotta put the blood pressure bird and give my boy Trey some credit. The Waterboyz, yeah, man.
No doubt. We'll do that. We'll put that in the Dirty Bird Dispatch newsletter this week.
The blood pressure birds are stressing me out. We got t-shirts, hoodies, all kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. No problem.
Yeah.
They do be stressing you. I know.
Man, they do.
They be stressing me out. I gotta change the story at the last minute with them cats all the time.
All right, so I want to talk about Tampa Bay game. I think we should have won that game. I felt like our defense dominated. Me and him had a debate on that. My question is, cool. I don't know. I haven't heard. Did he get cut or is he still on the team? What's going on with him?
Yeah, he's still on the roster. I keep asking Raheem what's his kicking situation moving forward. He's like, well, Romo's gonna go back to practice squad. I'm like, everybody around the league, their kickers are shaky. They can pick him up.
They can pick him out to pluck him out like it ain't nothing.
After he went 5 for 5.
Yeah. So I'm like, don't you gotta do something? And they're buying time. I don't know what they love Koo. They bought him into the league when he was here with Dan Quinn in 19.
Yeah.
And whatever problems Koo's going through, they want to give him a.
Looks like
they're going to give him a chance to work through it. But
it reminds me of John Rocker syndrome, Mark Roller syndrome. They were great. Yeah. But listen, Romo, all right? Mm-hmm. He hit a lot of 30 yarders, 40 yards. He hit the 54-yarder. Mm-hmm. The first kick was kind of shaky to me. It scared me. If we do release Koo, is he going to be that guy for us? Is he going to hit them clutch field goals? I mean, I'm kind of concerned about that. I know you at practice. What's the longest he can kick? Because I know Cool can kick a 60-yarder, close to it. Does he have that type of leg strength?
No, he's right at 55. 55 is his long. He's a smaller guy. I don't know. I guess kind of, like to see the bigger kickers. Like the Dallas kid, but it's not. It's only one of them out there. But I don't know if he's a bomber for long range. The kid from Berlin.
I like him. I was about to ask you next about him.
He's
still on the team.
He's still on the team, but they obviously didn't have enough confidence in sending him out there. But he can boom it. He's your 60-yarder guy.
So we probably developing him for the placement
for later.
long.
Yeah,
okay,
I think so.
Yeah, I saw him kick a long one in preseason. Then the next kick he missed, I was like, dang, bro.
Yeah.
But so hopefully he can get it right.
Get his consistency.
So what you think wrong with Cool? Like we have our thoughts. We think he has a girlfriend at either Magic City or Pinups. or
Blue Flame.
Blue Flame.
Pinups.
I think he got something at the Flame.
Okay.
Personally. So what's going on? Is he hanging out because he got his contract, or as my colleague says, when Bijan Robinson took his number, that's what did it.
Oh yeah, but maybe they do need to give him his number back. I don't like 6 anyway. Yeah,
Can we do 7.5?
Yeah, 8. But no, I can't do 8. That's Kyle's number. But 5, that's more than Anderson. That would be good karma. But Drake got 5. So
Drake has 5.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Cool just got to fix it. He just has to fix it.
He said, he said it wasn't nothing mental. He's mentally in a good place and all that. But clearly he's not. Because you saw after Tampa Bay, he's laying on the ground, face down. And that's,
I didn't see that.
Wow, I didn't even see that.
I didn't see him
Wow, I didn't even see that.
I'm sorry, Cool.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What in the hell is you doing, bro?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But he's a good dude. Wish him the best.
100%.
100%. But yeah, he definitely not as consistent as he was, when he was leading the league in field goals.
Well, my partner brought up, when you start getting like the yips or different things like that, where you start getting, I'm trying to tell you, like when you start getting that, you start getting to where it's a mental thing where you can't even execute. I worry about that with Cool because myself and a whole lot of other people have made a bunch of content kind of bashing Cool for missing those field goals. I don't know if it's fixable here in Atlanta.
I hope so, man.
I hope it is, but we've seen so many kickers a long time in the NFL start to bomb with a team, they go on somewhere else, and their career continues in a great fashion. And I honestly think that's what the situation is now with Cool. Now, because he's on the Falcons and we want to see him succeed, we don't want to believe that, but that's what I think the situation is with Cool. I don't personally know if he can fix it here in Atlanta just because it's too much trauma at this point for him. And now everybody's nervous. He was so beloved, and now that has to be weighing on him. I know he says he's good mentally, but if you're laying face down on the ground, I don't know. The weight of it and the gravity of it has to be weighing on him.
Yeah, and then one of the examples of that, Trey, is Matt Prater was here.
There you go. I
Matt
bring
Prater
that up all the time.
Pushing stuff into the ocean down in Jacksonville, right? And, he left here and got together.
And became one of the best kickers.
He's still in the league.
Yeah, I remember Matt Prater. Who was
Yeah.
the kicker before him? On the same team when we cut him, it was another kicker we had that we kept. Was it Matt Bryant?
No, Matt Bryant comes later, but yeah, I know. I can't recall that right off the top.
Yeah.
But
Feely was a Jay Feely. No, I don't remember.
They ended up going to Morton Anderson, getting him back out of
Yeah,
retirement.
and that was like 2007 because I remember that's the
How
year.
long Prater's been in the league?
It's been a while.
2008,
Because that was 2007 when he was missing those
Then he went
kicks.
to Denver.
Yeah, he was there
And
forever.
then became one of the
Then went
best
to
kickers in the
Detroit.
league, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Went to Denver, then Detroit, and then the Giants just signed him last week.
And so Cool, just know, if you see me clowning you, I think you're going to ball out somewhere else.
get
I
it
just
together.
worry about what you're going to do here in Atlanta. I just do.
Yeah. I got a good one. I got a good
Okay,
question
okay,
that I
be
think
rich.
every fan want to know. All right, the offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson. What's up with the play calling? Why is everything so quick? Is it because Caleb McGarry's out for the year and you got to have time to throw the deep ball? I haven't seen any deep balls thrown, and it seems like the play calling is is conservative. Is like we're nicking and diming down the court. I mean, down the field, and I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, the teams know the Falcons want to bomb out because they know the boy got the big arm. No, Michael can get it down the field, so they're playing back. They're making him check down. They're playing cover 2 shells. The first 2 games, he hadn't had anything down the field.
So he's taking what they're giving him.
He's like, because he can read defense. So he's been reading defense since he was 10. So he's like, he ain't going to force it in the coverage. You know, if you and then his speedster, you probably want to force something to Mooney, but, he's just getting back.
So that's making sense. So he's really learning the short game right now because the long game, they're taking it from him.
That's the book coming out of Washington was he couldn't check it down. He couldn't throw. He wasn't accurate. So now he's trying to proving people, okay, I just eat y'all up like this.
So that's what me and my partner was saying. He was saying that he ain't been that accurate. We've been seeing him miss off some balls a couple.
He's gonna do that. Yeah.
Man, thank you for that because I really couldn't figure that out, man.
Yeah, my boys were like, why have he got this big arm? We ain't seen him go down the field. But a big one though against the Vikings, Jake jumps outside 1st and 20, and you trying to run out the clock. And Zach came back with a big shot play to Drake to get 21 yards.
Yeah, that was a big play.
That kept that drive. Good teams, I'm thinking today, I was like, hey, usually when a team gets a penalty like that, if they're not any good, it sets them back.
Yeah, they just go ahead and concede.
Overcome. Matt Ryan used to overcome that situation, and we saw the Michael Penix overcome that on the key drive. That was probably the biggest play in that drive because then that allowed them to just punch him in the mouth and run the ball.
Okay.
But that was the best shot play. They didn't take the one to Ray when they're trying to drive down the field against Tampa to get back in field goal range. And, he hit Kyle Pitts on some crossers. But
Kyle Pitts, man, he's stepping it up, seemed like.
It looked like, he's had 2 good games. So
he looks like he's not loafing out there.
Right, yeah. That's what Coach Kevin Cougar, played at Michigan. He was like, I need him to play fast all the time.
Yeah.
Because, you done messed up and put it on tape a couple games. So I need to see it. I need to see it all the time.
Yeah.
So they finally got that message now, and it looks like it's resonating with him.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if we can continue to run the ball the way we did against Minnesota, then those safeties, they're going to have to come down.
Up.
Yeah, they're going to have to. That's just the way it's going to be because if Bajan and Tyler just start to gas you again and again and again. So hopefully we'll see the run game continue to be the driving force until we can get some of those deep shots because right now it has been a lot of conservative as far as what we've been able to take. I don't know if I thought it was necessary conservative play calling, but we have checked down a lot more. But I was happy to see that in the first game because watching from the stands, the touchdown that went to Bajan, when he stepped back in his drop back, you could see he wanted to go somewhere else. Nothing was open. He just turned, gave it to Bajan, and Bajan made a play.
Yeah, he's making his read.
Yeah. Go ahead, D.
That's one thing that when I was studying Mike over the summer and his upbringing, because he came on my radar when Indiana was playing Ohio State, and I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, wait a minute, the Ohio State Indiana score is close.
You like, so let me see what's going on.
See what's going on. So I kind of followed him from there, but then got to know his upbringing and talked to his dad over the summer. His dad was his baseball coach and stuff, and his football coach growing up, but at one point, he went to his dad, like when he was 10, and said, hey, I want to be a quarterback, and then they started quizzing him because his dad played running back in Cookeville, Tennessee Tech.
Okay.
And so they started quizzing him, and he was telling them what was happening on the games and the coverages and all that. And so they invested in him getting a personal quarterback coach and learning everything. And, did pretty good at Days City, but then a coach came in and decided they were going to run the double wing, and he had to transfer to another school that was going to be throwing it, and so forth. So, he's been wanting to be a quarterback since he's a little kid, and the family got him a personal trainer and football quarterback coaches and stuff, and so good story about the Penix and the Penix family. And he's got 2 other brothers coming up. They're not quarterbacks. One's supposed to be this big defensive end. I think one's a receiver in college right now. But the one in high school is the one the dad's really saying he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So, good family.
Well, shout out to MP9. I call him the do-rag dude.
Okay.
Look, he needs to go to Nike or somewhere and get a do-rag
deal.
Start selling it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let him know.
yeah, the do-rag do. But shout out to him because, like, so all of those guys, and I tell my kids or any kids who want to play sports, let them know that these guys didn't make it to the NFL, to the NBA, to MLB, anything by chance. They all worked hard. But it's even doper to me to hear that this didn't happen by chance. This was planned out as far as him being a quarterback.
Yep.
You know, this was planned out, something that he saw for himself as a young kid, and the family invested in him. That shows me even more like the mental fortitude that he has to overcome those injuries and still be able to get in the pocket, still be able to take the hits that the quarterback has to take, like be able to like trust himself, trust his body, and then still play at a high level. So like I have a lot of respect for Michael Penix.
Yeah, and his dad, it was even, proud. I was talking to him for a Father's Day story, and he was like, man, it's just, I'm so happy for him because all the stuff he been through, because he had to go through it, that's your kid. All these major injuries and so forth. And wondering if it's going to work out. And, yeah, he's just really proud on that Father's Day, time I talked to him about Michael and him growing up and overcoming the injuries and so forth.
So I got two questions. The first question is, in the injury report last week, they said James Pierce Jr. was going to be out. I saw that, and I was like, all right, he's out. I texted the group chat, and he played and got a sack. What was going on?
Yeah, James was limited in practice because they got all this medical equipment now. They could tell you when the groin's overworked and they need to rest it. So they gave him rest last week. And then on Saturday, Friday, they gave him a questionable designation. So questionable, I think it's like 75%, 20% in the NFL, rules. Doubtful is like 90-10. He's not gonna play. So, you always whenever you get a game day designation, it's always a possibility that it can be out.
Okay.
But questionable, more times than not, they're going to play.
Okay, dope.
And then he only played like 20-something snaps. So all them cats, I wrote them down, all of them didn't play a lot. It was only 47 defensive snaps, and they were all like around 20, 22, 23, so they fresh.
Yeah, and they made the most of their snaps. Yeah.
So, all right, second. So speaking of the defense, they look good. Is it a fluke, or is this what we're going to be?
Yeah, you supposed to look good against a rookie quarterback. So
we look good against Baker. Baker was under 100 yards. Baker made him pay. Baker's Baker. Like last night on that 4th and 10, he took off running. They had him sacked. The dude missed it. He did. He got hit. You saw him flip over. Yeah, man. I was like, okay, Baker Mayfield got my respect, man. He bad. So I would say, the Falcons, I felt like held Baker in check the most they could, under 200 yards. He threw the catches that the rookie receiver made was amazing. You got to give it to him. They was covered.
That was nice.
So the defense, I give them, they played their part. They did what they're supposed to do. All right. They dominated Minnesota.
Right.
All right, rookie quarterback. All right, we got Bryce Young this week.
Jaden.
Is it for real?
Yeah, I think it is because my takeaway from the first two games is I ain't seen nobody down the field running wide open.
Except when AJ got out, he kind of put a move on Watts, and they got the field goal at the halftime. He put that move on Watts. Watts came back, got the pick, and I think Watts learned from that. That move was sick.
Yeah, that was Justin Jefferson. You ain't gonna see him every week.
Yeah.
But that was dope. And then on the Amico touchdowns, Jesse's supposed to be back in the post because you could see Michael Hughes is chasing. Like, where my help at?
I be seeing Jesse mess up on a lot of plays. Even though he the dude, I see him blow some assignments every now and then.
Yeah, he said he had 2 mental errors because what he trying to do, he was trying to get the ball off of Baker and in the game. And,
he took a risk.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll let him know and they're going to live with it because, he did that against New Orleans 2 years ago, took the ball, 93 yards for an interception because Derek Carr, thought he had him looked off and he's snuck back over.
Jesse got him.
Jesse got him.
All right, so he took a risk. I can live with that. He know what he did wrong. Come next time we play him, pick 6. I'm predicting it right now. Jesse
There we
Bates
go.
pick 6 next game.
Okay.
What next game against Tampa?
Tampa.
Tampa, though, Thursday night game. Be on TV. Then
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
start
sounds good.
high-stepping
You
at
gonna be
the
down
10.
there?
Yeah, we'll be down there. We're set to go to all the games, including Berlin. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we committed to covering the Falcons. For years now. We've
Yeah.
been
So
going
so
all
tell me
games.
when you go on those trips. I'm asking for this trip specifically because I will be there. What day do you get in? And because I want to come link up with you. You know,
Okay. Which trip we're talking
Tampa.
about?
the Tampa trip
Tampa,
on that Thursday.
That's
Yeah,
that's
and that-
hard because I'm flying in the day of the game on a Thursday.
Oh, yeah, well, I
'cause
won't be able to
Tampa
catch
is
up with you
short.
then.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
I'm
won't be able to catch up with you then.
I'm going and coming right out on Tampa.
Yeah,
'cause the
I'm gonna be
airport's
there the
right
day
at the
before.
stadium.
Hey.
I might change it then. There we
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there the day
Wednesday.
before.
I just came with a bright idea.
Okay.
We want to go to Berlin.
Okay.
I think we should start a GoFundMe to send the Waterboyz to Berlin.
There you go.
Mario, set it up.
Set it up.
I want the Waterboyz. Hey, and when we come, you gonna hang out
Oh,
with us?
yeah, no
we
doubt.
gonna
Yeah,
document it.
Yeah, we're documenting
Hey, look,
it.
man.
We got some monument museums to visit.
Hey,
and
Mario,
all
find
kinds
out
of
how
stuff.
much it's gonna cost. Put the limit on there, and to our fans, get us to Berlin. We're gonna represent the A, baby. What you say? What's our motto?
We represent Atlanta because
Atlanta represents us. And don't y'all want us in Berlin?
This is a wild ask, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, I'm asking
Let's
y'all
see what
to
happens.
support us, man, and get us to Berlin. GoFundMe.
Let's
What
see
you think?
let's see what happens, D-Leg.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I kind
D-Leg.
of know what the numbers are. I think that's doable.
I think it's
Yeah, I
doable.
know. I
Like,
bought
we're
what
not
my
asking for
plane
first
ticket
class.
was.
We're not asking first class. I think round trip. Last time I looked, about $600-700 on skip lag.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's way lower than what we pay.
What you with but you fly first class. But you fly Delta.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm
So
Delta,
I'm a diamond member still.
Okay,
Still
yeah.
diamond member.
But see, y'all folks know how to travel. Like my daughters, they know how.
Yeah,
they know
man.
the deals and all the different. Just fly in and so yeah, it could be some deals out there where that's doable.
Hey, so look, when we get to GoFundMe, D, we're gonna send you the link, man, so you can just kind of give us some pub on that. You know what I'm saying?
like,
I ain't
I ain't
get
got
the
no problem
Waterboyz
with
to
that.
Berlin, man.
Yeah, the
Man,
Waterboyz.
when is the Berlin game?
It's in October. Wait a minute, I just did the November. Go the 4th through it's November 10th is the
Hey,
game.
Trey,
Okay.
you might
Yeah,
well go
November
ahead and
10th 's the
request
game.
off. We're gonna get there. Go
November
ahead and
10th
request
is the
off. We're gonna
game.
get there.
Okay.
I need you to. Come on, bring it in. You ain't saying nothing negative. You smiling?
No,
We good.
I'm just listening,
We're
man.
gonna get
Yeah,
there.
'cause
I'm just listening. I'm just listening. So look, this is what I want to ask you because, being the beat writer, being the voice that's heard first and has to ask the tough questions in front of other people and also behind the scenes. What's the craziest question you've had to ask? And if it's not that, what's the craziest response you've gotten from a head coach?
Oh well, yeah, Coach. Well, Steve used to do more because Mora used to, fly off the handle. But I didn't. That was on Steve and Winklejohn. I didn't have to do more. But most of the coaches have been respectful. I haven't had any incidents with, me and Coach Smith were cool. But once they started losing, he was like, well, Daryl, that's, like, Coach, what about the pass rush? Well, Daryl, sacks aren't important. We just got to get around. So when he started going, he was get hot. He would say, well, Daryl, And so then I was like, but I still have to ask the question because, we're doing the full arc of the story, not just, hey,
Not just the good
Falcons
parts.
are great, yeah. Like Drake London in the game yesterday, yeah, he had the 21-yarder.
Had a
But
fumble.
he had the fumble.
Yeah.
So we got to cover both of it. So,
Yeah.
Sometimes, some of the coaches, because in college they can control a little bit better, and that the NFL's trying to bring some of that to the front here too. But now the fans, I'm working for the fans. I want to know what y'all want to know. Y'all know why did he do this? Why did you didn't call a timeout? Because that's what the fans are gonna be talking about, and that I can write it, but y'all want to hear from the coach.
Yeah.
So that's my job
Yeah.
is to give the information.
Get the information we
for
can't.
the fans
Yeah.
that they can't get. That's my job is to be the conduit to the fans for their team that they spending good money on to go to these games. And support the team and buy the jerseys, buy the hats, and all that. So they are at least owed a modicum of respect and a straight.
Give a straight answer.
So Dan Quinn was cool. I got along with him great.
I like Dan
Me
Quinn.
and Raheem go back to when he was in Tampa. So I like his. He's a straight shooter.
Yeah,
he gonna answer your questions.
Yeah.
So he ain't scared of no media questions. But so I haven't. Only the craziest thing was a player. I'm in Green Bay and Bob was like, you had to check on injuries. So back then you just go up to the player and say, hey, how's your knee going? So Seth Joyner is like,
oh, I remember him.
He's there. His knees all messed up. We already know. And so it got chronic at that point. He still played a couple more years with Denver and stuff. So I go up to, I'm doing my job. Bob's like, hey, gotta ask Seth about his knee. So I was like, hey, how's your knee? And he was like, no comment. And I was like, but we're just checking on your knee, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what? Part of no comment. Don't you understand? So I was like, okay. And then I started writing it down and talking it. What part of no comment?
So you were being a little smart ass.
Yeah, I'll be a little drunk with it. It's like, hey, he got off. He's like, get away from me. And so the PR guy had to come, and then the write a letter to my boss. I was like, hey,
Did you get in trouble? Did you get in trouble?
No, my boss had my back. But the dude from the Packers was like, I can say his name, but he's up there still, so I will leave him alone.
Yeah.
But that was because Seth was getting ready to take it to me, boy.
Oh, man.
I would have had to kick him in the knee.
At least you had a plan.
You had a plan.
At least you had a plan.
Hey, Trey, you had a plan.
You had a plan. I wasn't trying to get
Hey, look, Super Bowl, this past Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you were the reporter, but I heard something went down with Kirk Cousins to where he got kind of rude. Can you tell us that story? What happened with that, man?
Yeah, we had a little beef at the was playing a little ping pong thing, right? They invited us, Procter and Gamble, they like, hey, Kurt's gonna be available.
Yeah.
So of course earlier in the day, Kurt done went on Good Morning Football and told everybody about the injury and how he didn't want to lose his job.
He set himself up then.
Yeah, and so I pull up to the thing. Kurt's, it's him and Taylor Rooks and, Drake May and, some ping pong Super Bowl event. So I'm there solely to talk to Kurt. I don't care about no ping pong event. So I'm shooting pictures. So Kurt kind of slips around the back room. I'm back there too. He's in the green room. He comes out. And so I was like, hey, gotta get a couple questions, Kurt. He's like, no, I'm not doing media. I did media today. I was like, what? I was like, they invited me here to come talk to you. We can talk about the ping pong thing, but I got to ask you about the Falcons, too.
Yeah.
So I'm walking with him. We outside. He's got a black Suburban, and he's got his dudes with him. So I was like, and he was like, yeah, man, he's not going to talk. I was like, okay, that's cool. That's respectful. And I was like, are you with Mike McCarthy? But he's like, no, we don't work for him. We Kirk's guys. And so Mike's his agent because I know him. I was like, hey, Mike, I would have been able to finesse it a little better. But now then the dudes are like, no, man, he's not talking, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, y'all invited me here. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I got a couple questions for him. They're like, no, just respect that. I was like, no, I'm not respecting that. No, I'll be very respectful. And so, so we had me and Kurt had Kurt standing there gritting, his boys are doing his job for him. And so, I'm hot then at that point because my boys are with me. Calvin Watkins from the Dallas Morning News, he's there to talk to Micah. So he gets his Micah interview, and I'm
you there just looking like, man.
I get my interview with Kurt, so I just started taking pictures and tweeting them out. And, then me and Kurt made up last week in the locker room.
Okay, good.
Well,
Okay.
All right, cool.
Y'all back cool now.
All
right.
Well, you might not want to ask somebody to help me then. He's going to be like, you remember that black truck? You remember the incident? You remember the Super Bowl, D-Leg?
His boys ain't around now.
I said his boys not around. You got it now.
Hey,
They look like, man, I could have took it to me too, man. I ain't want no parts of that.
So we do this thing called What Was He Thinking? So, Trey, what was Kirk Cousins thinking when D came up to him asking him questions, man?
he was thinking, oh, Lord, it's so good to be here today playing a little ping pong. Nothing like a little back and forth. Oh, Is that I hear a voice? Is that D Led? Oh my God! And somebody whispered to him, Kirk, you know you brought up the injury. Get me out the back door. He said, get me out the back door. Hey, man. Hey, look, he didn't want any problems with you, D-Led, because he knew you were going to ask him, why did you just not bring this up? Kirk, you had a whole season of us asking you what was going on, and now you're talking about your hurt. You've told us time and time again that you were not hurt, but now, all of a sudden,
I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
And he told the Falcons, that's how they got off. They had him on the injury report. And after the Saints game, it was a projected one because it was a short week or whatever. And Kirk said, oh, no, that was a clerical error. It's like through the Falcons everybody. Like, that's a clerical error.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
no, it wasn't a clerical error. And so then we're at the Super Bowl asking the league, well, hey, what about the injury reporting rules? And they were like, oh, no, they reported it, so, you know, they're okay. Because, you know, they had
you
some
get fined for that,
yeah, you get fined for that. And so, you know, at the Super Bowl, by Friday, they got back to me and was like, no, you know, they're okay. There's something else going on. They say it was kind of the issue with the quarterback talking too much when he got signed.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man.
He just got up there and laid out a whole tampering case.
I know before Kirk leaves the house, nowadays his wife has to tell him, honey, just remember, don't say everything that's on your mind. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't say everything that's on your mind. All right, Kirk? Now go out there. I know that's what his wife, because that's what mine would say to me. Listen, it's a time to shut up, okay, honey?
Mine bought me a shirt that says, say less.
Hey, so look, man, I want to take it something different. I know we used to do the Rushmore, but he's the Falcon. He been with the Falcons. He know about the Falcons, man. I want him to do the Falcons' all-time greatest offense by position. I think we got like 10 minutes. So I'm gonna name the position.
Okay.
And you tell me who's your guy. Mm-hmm. Left tackle.
Ooh, God, my Bengals one would have been Munoz. That would have been easy. But left tackle, you can go old school Michael Ken.
Mike Ken, that's a great one. All right, left guard.
Left guard, that was Blaylock a lot here. You got Bergeron now. George Kuntz.
Oh, wow. Okay, center.
Yeah. Oh, Van Note.
Okay, all right. Right guard.
Right guard, I don't know, was Chris Hinton? Chris Hinton right tackle, so we can do that. Right guard, Chris Lindstrom.
Chris Lindstrom's a good one.
There you go.
I was thinking
That's a
Bill.
good line.
I was thinking Bill Fralick.
Yeah.
All right,
Fralick.
right tackle.
Chris Hinton.
All right, cool. All right, tight end.
Whoa, you got a bunch.
Got to pick one.
My favorite is Algie because he was always cool with me.
Okay.
I like Algie. What about old school tight ends? What we got now? You got Kyle. Now.
I can't believe you missing out on the greatest tight end ever. Gonzalez.
Oh, Tony G. Yeah, but you think
Okay.
Yeah, Tony G. That's it.
All right.
Tony and Algie.
Wide receiver 1.
Ooh, see, Terrence Mathis gonna get mad at me. He already stay mad at me. But you know, wide receiver 1, Julio.
Okay. Wide receiver 2.
I'll go Andre Rison.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, fullback.
Ooh, Ovi's gonna be mad. But I can go Ovi.
Okay.
He's the top fullback in the league.
All right, this gonna be a good one. Running back.
Ooh, see, I can go Art Malone, old school there. Warwick Dunn was good. Michael Burton Turner. And then you got Bijan now. So Bijan keep going. It's his.
Okay. All right, now quarterback.
Yeah, I'm in the Matt Ryan camp because he took the team to the playoffs more than anybody else. But Barkowski used to air it out too. And Vic, if he'd have studied the playbook, he would be in there. Because we saw what he did when he went to Philly and Andy had him on point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, the stories out there about, you know, they would give him the DVD and it was blank. And they asked him what was on it. And, you know, it's stories out there. He even said, you know, he didn't do his homework here. But as far as electrifying talent and how lit the city was, you know.
Yeah. So who you going with?
I picked Matt Ryan.
Okay, Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, Trey, you want to do the defense?
No, go ahead.
And we
Keep
didn't
going.
mention Chris Chandler because he did take the team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. All right, we're going to go defense. All right, we're gonna go free safety.
Free safety. I don't know if we got. This is a bad name to bring up.
Nah, go ahead.
Eugene Robinson.
No, that's not a bad name.
Eugene had 57 career interceptions.
Yeah, he did his thing. It's nothing bad about that.
Yeah, but I mean the Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eugene. But he wasn't here but a couple years.
I ain't mad at that. Eugene Robinson.
We were mad about the Super Bowl, but he was a really good player.
He helped us get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
So he just got kind of freaky Super Bowl night. So.
Right. But see, I had Eugene in Green Bay, and he was, good, upstanding citizen. I was out of character.
Hey, man, we all fall short, man. So we ain't judging, man.
Hey, man. Yeah. Two things can be true.
Two things can be true. Yeah, so I'm stumped. Thomas DeCool, William Moore, them the safeties I covered. Right. Jesse is good.
Hold on. Strong safety, who you got?
Yeah, I would. I'm missing somebody. I'll go William Moore.
Okay.
William Moore always ready.
Left cornerback.
Oh, left cornerback. You got a bunch of good cornerbacks going back. You got AJ right now. We had Trufant. I'm gonna miss some. I'm gonna miss some old school cornerbacks.
Left
Dion, that's it.
Thank you. Hey man, we might have to. We take that Falcon beat writer back, man.
Yeah, that was a little too slow.
All right, right cornerback.
Right cornerback. You can just pick.
You know what I'm thinking? I don't know why. Bobby Butler, man.
Oh yeah, old school Butler. Yeah, that's a good one. Bobby Butler.
All right, let's go. Middle linebacker. That's easy.
Tuggle.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Right defensive end.
Right defensive end. Abraham.
Left defensive end. My boy John Abraham, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Abe. Left defensive end. One of the old schools. Humphrey.
Hey, you took it right out.
Yeah,
it came to my head, you took it right out.
He the Hall of Famer.
Nose tackle.
Casillas.
Tony Casillas.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
You taking him
he
up.
went back.
Yeah.
All right, the two defensive tackles.
Okay, I'll go Greg Jarrett, and I'm going to miss old school there. John Zook, can we move him inside?
Yeah, go ahead. That's cool. All right, now you just got two linebackers left.
Right, okay. Attack linebacker, we got
Keith Brooking?
And,
Yeah.
Keith.
Man, Keith was all right.
Keith got a lot of tackles, yeah. I like Keith. I respect this game.
Yeah.
We didn't end well, but we put Keith at one spot. And let me see, old school, who we're missing there.
I'm thinking. Oh, I got one.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you pick, and I'm gonna go.
Okay. Trying to. I gotta move Curtis Lofton in there, but he
dope.
Yeah,
you like Curtis Lofton that much?
Yeah,
Curtis Lofton, he was kind of undersized.
He probably come up with because that's him and Tuggle. He in Tuggle spot. They the same spot.
Yeah. Tuggle got a man that spot.
Yeah, and then we gonna make Brookins a weak side. So we need some. Oh, Devondre Campbell. He didn't do it here, but he used to jack up.
Devondre Campbell was really good.
He helped get a Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Him and Debo were rookies that year.
He used to jack up the tight ends.
I was gonna say Debo, but Devondre Campbell. I mean, he was excellent as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the last thing in honor of Cool, what kicker you got?
Morton Henderson.
Morton
Yes,
Anderson.
sir. He kicked him to the Super Bowl.
So I like Matt Bryan too, man.
Yeah, Matt Bryan.
Matt Bryan would have won the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, if they would have ran the ball.
Let me ask you something. I'm sorry, Trey. I'm sorry. The Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan. Have you had a chance to talk to him about?
Oh yeah.
What? He said, oh yeah.
He said, oh yeah. So who's to blame for that loss, in your opinion?
Yeah, his system to blame for the loss, and him staying with it. And I've been talking to them guys for years about this now. Brian Cox and it's a couple different perspectives. I think Raheem's got a message that he learned from that. If he's got a shutdown play, he's got a system in place. Where he could overrule the call. Dan didn't. He let Kyle call his game, and no matter what. And we saw Coach Smith take over the headset in New Orleans, like, run it. When they ran it 13 straight times to get, he didn't want Drew Brees getting the ball back. So Dan Quinn didn't have the system to take over the play calling from Kyle. And Ryan wouldn't go against his calls either. So Brian could have said, "Hey, I'm not running that." Burn time out, and then Kyle made him run it. But yeah, they got the system that there's no way, if you execute, the play call is supposed to work. But sometimes
shit happens.
Yeah, sometimes you got to play for conventional football.
You do.
You're in field goal range. I don't need nothing else.
And you got a great kicker.
And I'm way inside this field goal range. You're at 27, I think. So the only thing you could do is mess it up, is go backwards.
So break this down for people, and break this down for myself as well. When you say he didn't have the system in place, break that down. Exactly what you mean by he didn't have the system in place.
If you hear the play call is okay, and it was open.
It was open to Tyler
to Sanu. I thought to Sanu was open. But whoever, the play was open. If Matt gets the time to throw it and hit it, you dead for sure then. But why are you doing it? It was a risk. Kyle wasn't a risk-averse play caller, and he didn't call that conservatively when it would have won the game. So
the system.
Yeah, the system was they didn't have audibles. You had to run the play, and the coach couldn't overrule. Coach didn't overrule because Dan's sitting there, he should have had final say. It was gonna be his game, and
it's his record.
And he knew already because same thing just happened in Seattle.
Yeah,
when they supposed to run Marshawn, they throw a pass.
Wow, he just did.
Yeah.
And that was DC, so he knew he should have known that. Hey, no, and Pete Carroll took responsibility, but he's Pete Carroll. Darrell Bevel was the one who called the play that Pete should have said, no, we'll give the ball to Marshawn. Yeah. And so Dan should have learned from that, hey, I got to, when it's time to win the Super Bowl.
Time to win the Super Bowl. Man, I love your, you broke it down to where I ain't seen that perspective. I love what you're saying about that. Did you get a chance to talk to Matt Ryan about it? Like, why wouldn't Matt Ryan, we had a chance to talk to Roddy White. He said he would have jumped off sides.
Oh, yeah. Roddy would have did his thing. Yeah, Roddy would have won the Super Bowl for
and
the people.
A lot of people, in my inner circle, we say, we're Matt Ryan fans, but some people aren't. And they're like, well, he should have audible. He should have did that if he was a real quarterback. Have you had a chance to ask him that? Yeah, Matt is, he's kind of, think of the military. You and the rankings, and you get the orders, and you carry them out. And Matt was real corporate like that. He's going to do what you told him to do. And, live with that because he's going to be able to sleep at night because he's like, what if I change it and mess it up? But Matt was real, because him and Kyle had it out that year before. I'm in the locker room in San Francisco, and Matt and Roddy are going off. And, I'm playing like I ain't listening. but they're like, why did he do this? Why did he do this? They lost to Kaepernick. Well, Kaepernick was on the bench. They lost like Blaine Gabbert. And so they were going off because Matt wanted, Kyle wanted him to turn his back, on the bootlegs and stuff. So they fought. But by the second year, there was peace because it was working. It was working at a record pace. And so Ryan had bought in by this point, and he was going to have Kyle's back no matter what. And so, because that's what the order was, and he was going to carry it out. And, I like Roddy's approach, though. That would have been awesome. Roddy would have definitely jumped outside.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, man, I would have false started, and then they would have had no choice but to run it from that point on.
Yeah,
he said, forget that. We're going to plan this we're going to plan this parade coming down Peachtree. I'm not even finna be worried about the laws.
Right. No doubt.
Man, well, D-Leg, man, we appreciate you coming and sit down with us.
So,
the water cooler.
Yeah, the water cooler.
Right.
So I do want to ask you, would you be down and open to coming back?
Oh, no doubt.
Okay,
I'd love to come back and spend some time with y'all.
Thank you, man. We'd love to have you back. One of my favorite interviews.
Yeah. And if this GoFundMe if it funds us to go,
hey, look, let me take it to another thought. If anybody wants to sponsor us, you can be our sponsor. We'll wear your T-shirts. We'll definitely show you off in Berlin. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Get us a sponsor.
Some enthusiasm.
Hey, look, well, we appreciate it, D-Leg.
Right,
thank you once again.
Thank you once again. Thanks for having me.
So, look, thank you for another great show with the Waterboyz show, the #1 sports show in the world.
Berlin, here we come, baby.
Hey, you heard it right there. Atlanta, always remember, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. On behalf of myself, Trey, my partner, B Rich, D Orlando Ledbetter, Super Mario, and Doug. You know what I'm saying? The Waterboyz Show. We are out.
Kill the camera.